Alright, so the goal of this video, I just worked on the Airbnb app. Didn't finish, but I probably will tomorrow. But anyways, second task for today that I'm recording is learning Figma. So learn Figma with me. I have these previous videos that I went through. I can copy the links and probably put it in the description for all of these videos. But yeah, let's get started.
Especially alignment. In this episode, you will master Figma alignment tools and tackle a series of challenges. Let's go. Let me show you how to use the alignment tools in Figma. First, let us create a frame and then add a circle into this frame. If you select the circle and then look at the top right panel, technically, all alignments can be done here by adjusting the X coordinate, Y coordinate, width, and height of any object. The lock on the right can constrain the proportion of your shape, and the angle is for making rotations. This is the key panel for alignment. However, if you just use this panel, you will have to do a lot of math and inputting raw numbers. So let me show you more tricks. If you simply select the shape and drag it around, then you may see some red lines show up. These red lines means that you are either center aligning this element horizontally or vertically. So you can use these red lines as guidance. And if you want to move your shape around, try to hold shift, and that will constrain the movement to a horizontal line or a vertical line. Another trick is to hold option on your Mac laptop.
Shift to remain, or to move element vertically or horizontally.
Or out on your Windows laptop. You can quickly see how many pixels it is away from the edges of the frame or from any other element. If any of this is new to you, pause the video and try it yourself.
Growing a startup is tough.
Let me introduce you to the magic top right panel. The first tool in this panel helps you to left align your element in the frame. The second one
to see pixel distance objects pixel distance from neighboring.
helps you to horizontal align. The third one, right align. The fourth one, top align. The fifth one, vertical align. And the last one, bottom align. I'll also tell you the trick to remember these keyboard shortcuts. Align. The fourth one, top align. The fifth one,
Wait.
And try it yourself. Let me introduce you to the magic top right panel. The first tool in this panel helps you to left align your element in the frame. The second one helps you to horizontal align. The third one, right align. The fourth one, top align. The fifth one, vertical align. And the last one, bottom align. I'll also tell you the trick to remember these keyboard shortcuts. If you are using Mac, hold Option. If you are using Windows, hold Alt. And you know how in many computer games, WASD are used to control directions? If you look down to your keyboard, hold Option, and then W is exactly top align, A, left align, S, bottom align, and D, right align. And then if you hold Option and V, that stands for vertical align, and H, horizontal align. Now pause the video and try it yourself. What if we have multiple elements? Well, you can also select multiple elements and use these tools, but instead of aligning them to the frame, it aligns them to each other. So this is left align, and then if we use Command Z or Control Z to go back, this is horizontal center align, this is right align, this is top align, this is vertical center align, and this is bottom align. Now pause the video and try yourself. There's one more tool left in this entire panel, which is
if two elements they align around each other.
the one all the way to the right. This special tool is very useful when you have even more elements. So this time, let us create 3 circles left in this entire panel, which is the one all the way to the right. This special tool is very useful when you have even more elements. So this time, let us create 3 circles. I'm going to put these 3 circles on a vertical line. Now if you click this drop down, tidy up is a smart function that helps you to tidy up the alignment. In this case, it helps you to distribute vertical spacing. And once that is done, this new field will come up, and you can easily adjust the spacing between all elements. If we go back, let's try the second one, distribute vertical spacing. Well, it also helps you to distribute vertical spacing. And now if we put these 3 circles into one horizontal line, and now let's try the third one, distribute horizontal spacing. Well, now it helps you to distribute the horizontal spacing. And if you choose tidy up, it's also going to help you to distribute horizontal spacing. What is the point of tidy up then? Let me show you some magic. Let's copy this circle again, and this time form a shape like this. Now let's select all the circles and then choose tidy up. You can see that even the icon has changed. This time, tidy up is going to distribute both horizontal and vertical spacing into a grid-like structure. Then you can adjust the horizontal padding and vertical padding separately. Isn't this awesome? Now pause the video and try yourself. Now, please open up the link from the description. Let's start with the first page, challenge 1. This is an example notification in Apple Vision Pro, except that its alignment is completely messed up. Your challenge is to properly align this element so that it looks like a legit Vision Pro notification screen. And when it comes to alignment, feel free to use your common sense. The reason behind making this alignment decision is often referred to as
how do you I think this is mine. Open an app. There we go. So let's see.
Gestalt principles to the vision screen. And when it comes to alignment, feel free to use your common sense. The reason behind making this alignment decision is often referred to as Gestalt principles, and Gestalt principles include things like similarity, which means that we think things that look alike belong together, and also continuity, we like smooth, continuous lines and paths. Before
That's good. Oh, don't be lazy, come on. Gestalt principles are about how we patterns and structure in designs. Similarity, objects that look similar are as related. Continuity as lines and curves. Things close together seem grouped and figure ground. We separate objects from their background.
before you go ahead and take on this challenge to align everything here, I want to give you a rule of thumb. Whenever you feel like you're not sure about what exactly to set for the padding between different elements or for a specific y coordinate, try to use a multiple of 4. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 20. The scale of 4, or the scale of 8, which is 8, 16, 24, etc. These two are very well-known scales to use when it comes to UI design and front-end engineering. Using a multiple of 4, whether it's for setting a coordinate or setting a padding, will make life easier both for you and the front-end engineer, and it magically makes things feel more aligned. Now pause the video and give it a try. Here's how I approach this challenge. First, this entire model is not aligned to the screen. Even if it's a spatial design, we're still assuming that the user is looking straight to the front, so let's first center align the model. The next thing to fix is the alignment problem within the model. Because these elements are within the frame, you might need to click multiple times to select the right element, and then you need to hold shift to multi-select these elements. And then I will align them to horizontal centers. Keep in mind that this tool aligns them to each other, but it doesn't mean that the bigger group is also aligned within the frame. So I'm also going to drag around until the red vertical line shows up, which means that they are not only center aligned to each other, but also center aligned to the frame. Now, let's work on the vertical alignment. If you look into the y coordinates, they are very random. I work on this alignment top down.
Let's see. Wait, wait, what was she talking about?
Doesn't mean that the bigger group is also aligned within the frame. So I'm also going to drag around until the red vertical line shows up, which means that they are not only center aligned to each other, but also center aligned to the frame. Now, let's work on the vertical alignment. If you look into the y coordinates, they are very random. I work on this alignment top down, starting from the photo icon. I'm going to use a multiple of 4 here, so I will set the y coordinate as 20 pixels. That also leaves enough margin on the top, and I will use a 16 pixel padding between the icon and the title. You need to select both the icon and the title to make this adjustment. Now the specific pixel, whether you use 16 or 20, doesn't matter too much. However, anything under 12 could be a little bit too little. People may assume that the title is only associated with the icon if they are too close together. That's why 16 is a good choice. Now between the title and the description, negative number is almost always not a good idea when it comes to padding. I am going to use 2. Using a small padding suggests that the two elements closely relate to each other. Feel free to pause the video at any time to catch up. Now, let's decide a padding between the horizontal line and the description.
That's interesting. That's a good point. Let's see. For example, a title and sub description, or maybe a heading, and be close together. Or, try, this relates to this, not necessarily this. And
what padding did you use here? If your answer is close to 16, then you are an alignment legend. The division line here divides the upper section from the bottom section. If it's too close to the description text, it may make it feel like the underline of that description. Text. We want to leave enough room above, but we also don't want to take too much space. If we take away too much space, there's not too much room left for the action button. And finally, for the action button, let's multi-select the line and the two action buttons. Here, Apple decided to use a padding of 8 pixels. In this way, we leave enough touch target for each button. And because the Gestalt principle of consistency, let's say if there's any scenario with more than 2 buttons, the padding will remain 8 pixels. However, 3 call to actions in one model, it's a lot of options. Speaking from a user experience point of view, using 2 buttons is much better. You give the user an option, but also not too many options that overwhelm them. And voila, we are done. Now pause the video, look at your design, and see which decision did you make differently from Apple, and adjust your align.
So the first thing she said was this one. Let's see. Height. Did she say 20? No, wait. Oh, duh. 20. And then this. Oop. She said 16. Wait. So 16. How did she do that? Go here. Oh, click both of them, then go here. 16. And then this and this. She said it was like 2. And then this and this. 3. So we do 4. And then this, she said had 8. Oh. So I think this and this had 16. And then this and this, then they have 8s. Right? Wait, but why is... No, I think that's what she has. It just looks slightly off. So, yeah, it's not even 8. Padding. There we go. And then this and this have 8.
Based on what I said. The action button. Let's multi-select the line and the 2 action buttons. Here, Apple decided to too much space, there's not too much room left for the action button. And finally, for the action button, let's multi-select the line and the 2 action buttons. Here, Apple decided to use a padding of 8 pixels. In this way, we leave enough touch target for each button. And because the Gestalt principle of consistency, let's say if there's any scenario with more than 2 buttons, the padding will remain 8 pixels. However, 3 call to actions in one model, it's a lot of options. Speaking from a user experience point of view, using 2 buttons is much better. You give the user an option, but also not too many options that overwhelm them. And voila, we are done. Now pause the video, look at your design, and see which decision did you make differently from Apple, and adjust your alignment based on what I said. Enjoy!
To get started in data analytics, you don't need previous experience or a degree. The Google Data Analytics Certificate.
I hope you had fun. It was like ASMR for me. Now, some of you may ask, what is the point of obsessing on all these small details and making it pixel perfect? Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, I was living in London, and I wanted to learn more about cryptocurrency and see if that's a good investment option. So I downloaded a few apps, and then for one of the apps, it asked me to put in my credit card information and personal information. But there were some major alignment issues on that app, and I decided to not give all my information because that alignment issue to me is a huge red flag. So I googled about the app, and I realized that it was a terrible scam. Have you had an experience like this? Yes, making everything align will make it look better, but the power of alignment goes way beyond its aesthetic. An aligned design builds trust. And if there's something broken in your design, that little detail might be the reason that a user wouldn't trust your product and continue to the next step. And with that in mind, let us move into another challenge. This one is even more fun. A little bit more challenging, but more fun. Now let's go to page 2 and work on the second challenge. This is a screen that Microsoft built to demonstrate how to use their Fluent design system. And I've purposely messed up all its alignments. Before you work on this one, I want to tell you this idea of margin. In most applications and websites, there's a margin here. I'm putting a line to represent the margin. Let's go to page 2 and work on the second challenge. This is a screen that Microsoft built to demonstrate how to use their Fluent design system. And I've purposely messed up all its alignments. Before you work on this one, I want to tell you this idea of margin. In most applications and websites, there's a margin here. I'm putting a line to represent the margin. Usually there's no information to the left or to the right of this margin, unless a carousel that can go all the way to the edge. For mobile apps, a very common margin is 16 pixels. And in fact, this app has a 16.
Most apps have a 16 margin.
16 pixel margin. Using a margin is necessary both for the aesthetic and for the functionality. Aesthetically speaking, without a margin, your product will look like it's very scattered and too much to take in. And when it comes to function, using a margin makes sure that people tap on the right thing rather than accidentally tap on something. Because our thumb is often at the edge of the phone when we hold our
where was it? Margins help create breathing space and prevent users from touching the wrong things.
Or phone. And with that being said, now let's break down the screen section by section. Let's first work on the header section. Pause the video and try to align everything on the header section. And remember to use a 16 pixel margin.
So 16 pixel margin. How does she do this? Oh, okay, so let's first, so that is 16. I think that's fine. This one isn't 16. This one is 22. So if we just move 4, 5, 6, yeah. And then this and this should be aligned. And this and this and this. Wait, oh, and this. I guess also aligned. But from what? So this, let's move this up first. And let's move it up 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, wait, 2 more, 4 more. 2, 3, 4. And then move. This. Five. Right now it's 8. I don't know. We'll see.
This search bar doesn't look center aligned, so I'm going to first center align the search bar, and then I will hold Option and see its padding in relation to other.
Wait, did I do that? I did, right? Yeah.
Elements. We can see that it does have a 16 pixel margin, but it only has a 4 pixel padding right now to the edge of this entire header. I would increase this to 8 because I don't want the search bar to be too close to the tabs underneath, because people can mistakenly tap the wrong thing. You can click up, or you can just do a math on the right y-axis -4.
I keep forgetting that. Can fix alignment by putting in math. So this one we did +4, so that's, wait, how much does she do it?
Close to the tabs underneath, because people can mistakenly tap the wrong thing. You can click up, or you can just do a math on the right y-axis -4. Within the search bar, nothing is center aligned either. So, and remember to use a 16 pixel margin. Action. It's have a 16 pixel margin, but it only has a 4 pixel padding right now to the edge of this entire header. I would increase this to 8 because I don't.
So 12. We do wait. Oh, okay. +4. There we go. This is this. Center. Boom.
You don't want the search bar to be too close to the tabs underneath, because people can mistakenly tap the wrong thing. You can click up, or you can just do a math on the right y-axis -4. Within the search bar, nothing is center aligned either. So I'm going to center align the element, and then to ensure this bigger group is also aligned within the frame, I'm going to drag them around until the red line shows up. Now I'll do a quick thought experiment on the touch target. There's the voice control on the right, and then everything else is the search touch target. And for this reason, I don't think it's necessary to leave that much space on the left, because the search icon and the search text trigger the same action, which is just popping up a keyboard. And that is why I will align everything to the left to leave more room for the microphone touch target. Now let's work on.
Wait, so what did she do?
Trigger the same action, which is just popping up a keyboard. And that is why I will align everything to the left to leave more room for the microphone touch target. Now let's work.
Yeah, and if you didn't catch that, basically what she's saying is this and this do the same. So if you touch this or if you touch this, it's going to lead you to the same, like, pop down. And this is a completely different button. So just by moving this, this has this space plus whatever else is left here.
Work on the rest of the elements. The profile picture should have a 16 pixel coordinate. The padding between files and the profile picture should be around 16 pixel. The search icon doesn't look like it has a 16 pixel margin, so I'm going to move it to the right until it right aligns with the right edge of the search bar. And then I will adjust the padding between the plus icon and the search icon. I'm using another multiple of 4, and this time I'm going to use 20. All these 4 elements also need to be...
This, he said 20. This should be aligned with that, so we have 16, yep. And she said this and this should be 16.
Be vertically aligned. So then I'm going to select all these 4 elements and vertically align them, and adjust the right coordinate again. Now the heading section is done. Pause the video and reiterate on your design. Next, let's work on the tab section.
Wait, how far was... No. Let's see.
The right edge of the search bar.
So this is at 62.
And then I will adjust the padding between the plus icon and the search icon. I'm using another...
And then all of this, wait. Yeah, I think that might be it.
Another multiple of 4, and this time I'm going to use 20. All these 4 elements also need to be vertically aligned, so then I'm going to select all these 4 elements and vertically align them, and adjust the right coordinate again. Now the heading section is done. Pause the video and reiterate on your design. Next, let's work on the tab section. This is the section that includes a line of tools. Pause the video and try to align this section yourself.
So I think she's gonna do is like 8 to be consistent, right? And then just vertically all align these. So that they are 12. So I think she would do 8, 4. But it looks kind of close though. 3, 4. Like you might hit this and then accidentally hit this. So maybe even 16. 3, 4. Yeah, something like that. These are all aligned. These are 20. So if we did 3, 4, 5. So now it's 16. This from this is 22. Shift, shift, shift. Align these. These are 15, so move it 1 over. I don't know about these. They might be. Shift, shift, shift. Yeah, they are misaligned. So these all want to be left aligned and need them to be consistent as well. Let's see. That's one way of doing it. And then this, we just move it closer. Something like that. Center, and then 14, so 1, 2. Now it's 16. Something like that. Let's do this. And then let's, no. Or, no, wait. 13 and 12. Thirteen and 16. We'll get to it when she goes to it.
Here's how I did it. I will select all these peels, tidy them up, and vertically align them. I will use an X pixel padding between these peels, and then I will hold Option and adjust around until it has a perfect.
Oh, I didn't get that part. Shift, and between is 8. And what else does she do?
And that includes a line of peels. Pause the video and try to align this section yourself. Here's how I did it. I will select all these peels, tidy them up, and vertically align them. I will use an X pixel padding between these peels, and then I will hold Option and adjust around until it has a perfect 16 pixel margin on the left and around 8 pixel on the top. Now when it comes to the right side margin, it doesn't apply in this case because this works like a carousel. So there could have more peels on the right side of the nose, and you can swipe this section to look at more options. In this case, you don't have to leave the 16 pixel margin to the right. Now pause the video and reiterate on this.
Yeah, so this one's fine, I think. Wait, why is mine off? Why is mine off? Huh. That does not work how I want it to. Up. And then do 8. No. Oh. What is going on? Send back. No, I don't even know what I did. I have no clue. Shift. Let's see if this works now. Tidy up. And then she said, right? Auto layout.
Peels on the right side of the nose, and you can swipe this section to look at more options. In this case, you don't have to leave the 16 pixel margin to the right. Now pause the video and reiterate. Peels, tidy them up, and vertically align them. I will use an X pixel padding between these peels, and then I will hold Option.
Oh. Huh. Interesting.
And adjust around until it has a perfect 16 pixel margin on the left and around 8 pixel on the top. Now when it comes to the right side margin, it doesn't apply in this case because this works like a carousel. So there could have more peels on the right side of the nose, and you can swipe this section to look at more options.
But why is hers still... Mine's just completely off. Huh. Interesting.
This case, you don't have to leave the 16 pixel margin to the right. Now pause the video and reiterate on this alignment.
Yeah, because I have 16 on.
The next section will be very fun. You're going to work on the recent files section, and nothing is aligned right now. For this section, if you know how to use auto layout, it might make your life easier. The auto layout feature is covered in depth in the second module of this course, but for now, you don't have to know auto layout to align everything here. So pause the video and try your best.
How's Remarkable any better in meetings than a regular notebook or a laptop? With Remarkable, you can remove.
Here's how I did it. I will horizontally align recent files with the two icons to the right, and I will set its X coordinate to 16 pixel. Then I will set a padding between the peels and recent files to around 24 pixel. Here, we are intentionally leaving some white space to make the section easier to scan and easier to read. White space is a designer's best friend. And for the two icons, I'll make the padding between them to 20 pixel. There's a lot of numbers here. If it's driving you crazy, put on a relaxing playlist that really helps a lot. But for me, I'm a perfectionist, so this kind of thing actually makes me happy. I'm going to explain through this entire section, but you can pause at any time to catch up. Now for this next part, there are multiple layers of alignment here. On the higher level, the 4 bigger sections need to be aligned. And on the lower level, everything within these sections need to be aligned. So here's what I'm going to do. I will first left align everything, so that I can quickly nail down the X coordinates of everything. 16 pixel margin to the left, and then 16 pixel padding between the icon and the text. To quickly check your alignment, hold Option or Alt, and then hover your mouse over any element you want to compare with. And for the senior icons, they shall share a 16 pixel gap to the right edge, because that's the margin. Now all the X coordinates are done. Starting now, I will work bottom up to nail down the Y coordinates of all the elements. For each section, everything's supposed to be center vertically aligned. However, you cannot simply select all 4 elements and then vertical align them, because then the 2 text boxes are going to collapse. That is why I will first group the text boxes. Here, I'm selecting the 2 text boxes, adjusting the padding to 0, and then I will group them. You can hit Command G or Control G. After I group it, now I can select all the elements and center align them, because now the middle part is treated as one element.
Oh.
Adjust the text padding to 0, group them, and then center align everything. Now everything within these sections are aligned, but the bigger sections are not aligned yet. So next, I'm going to create another layer of group. Now, I can select all these sections and quickly adjust the padding between these sections. And I will use a 24 pixel padding. And I will group everything I'm selecting right now again, so that I can adjust the padding between recent files and this bigger section to around 20 pixel. And finally, we are done with this bigger section. As a recap, when it comes to complex design like this, you need to make sure that higher level and lower level sections are all aligned. You can break the problem down, and you can work from bottom up. Now pause the video and catch up. Now let's work on the media section. I assure you that this one is also very fun. Pause the video and try yourself first.
So that was the first time it seems like it makes more sense to group than to frame. So, because frame, why would you want it to stick around once these elements are gone? So that was interesting.
Here's how I did it. First, adjust the text box. Make sure the X coordinate is 16, and I will set a 16 pixel padding between the text and the line. For this part, you can use the magic tidy up tool. It will help you to align the section as a grid style. And I will set both horizontal and vertical padding to 4 pixels. If you test it, you can see that in this way, the margin to the left and the margin to the right will be exactly 16 pixels. I also want an 8 pixel gap between media and this entire picture section. So I will group all these sections and then set the padding. Now pause the video and try it yourself. We only have one part left. Now pause the video and try your best to align the bottom navigation section. Here's how I did it. I will work bottom up again. First, I will align the icon with the text to vertical center and set a vertical padding of 0 pixel. And I will group the icon with the text to form 3 bigger groups. Then I will align the 3 groups to horizontal center and set a 0 pixel padding. And finally, I will multi-select the 3 groups and move around until the red line shows up so that I know that these 3 groups are not only aligned to each other but also aligned to the center of the phone. And that's it. Pause the video to catch up. I hope you learned a lot there and had a lot of fun. Now I want to tell you something very important. Obsessing with these details can make your product better. However, there's an assumption. The assumption is that everything previous to the high fidelity design stage are done well. Anything you do on the UI level.
Polish your alignment to improve, but make sure to do your research, understand the problem, design. Yep.
Cannot solve business strategy problem, product design strategy problem. So please make sure before you start obsessing with these details on the UI level, make sure that you are tackling a problem that actually exists for a group of target audience, and you understand what this problem is and who's the target audience, and make sure you design a great user flow that is significantly better than whatever the user is experiencing right now. And also make sure you make high-level design decisions using low-fidelity prototypes or wireframes. For each page, what is the bigger structure? What is each section about? Where is the call to action button? And what is the weight of different sections? Only after these, you can start obsessing about turning these low-fi prototypes from mid-fi prototypes to high-fi prototypes, and then also work on a design system or using the current design system. If there's anything wrong on the higher level, UI design cannot solve that problem. I hope you learned a lot and had tons of fun in this episode. Now you can go ahead to your own design files and then polish up the alignment of your designs. And for those of you who are watching this on YouTube, this is an example episode of my Fast Track UX course, designed for designers who want to break into tech as a product designer or as a UX designer. The learning experience in Fast Track UX feels much more systematic and put together compared to learning from YouTube because it feels a little bit more scattered. And sometimes
Okay, so I'm actually gonna work on this offline. For me, it feels weird to just be. Is it hard to see? Let's do like a dark background. There we go. So I think I'm gonna work on this offline, go through these videos, and I actually want to go through the exercise again. It seemed like it's useful. Getting like the muscles down for grouping everything. So I'm gonna go through this again. And then spend like the next 30 minutes going through as many videos as I can. Probably not that many. And yeah, so I'll still copy over these videos into the description so you can, I guess, follow along if you want. Yeah, see y'all tomorrow.